Ron back here on Ron Brown's YouTube channel, and I got a product to show you today. It's a tripod, and I know, tripods aren't really that popular anymore because most cameras and, full frame, 4 micro four thirds, crop sensor cameras, even video cameras, GoPros and things like that, they all have IBIS, they call for the big cameras, and electronic image station for the smaller video cameras. They all have, for the most part, some kind of stabilization built into cameras and even lenses and so on. So, keeping the camera steady anymore is not the, not the high priority it was, like, say, 10 years ago before all this, electronic image stabilization appeared. But there's still reasons to use a tripod, especially for photo, if you're trying to get long exposures and, you just want a camera mounted, you don't want to hold a camera for a long time. So there's still, a lot of, reasons, even though, again, a lot of those reasons have gone away, with all this image stabilization. I don't use a tripod every time I'm out for photo or video. But there is that time. Maybe I'll use it 1 out of 10 times when I'm out, but I needed that one time in 10. So it's nice to have something along. And I haven't purchased a new tripod in years. And my tripods, I was a big Manfrotto guy back in the day. My tripods tend to be a little bit on the bigger and heavier side, where since the last time I purchased, there's a whole new generation of tripods out there called travel tripods. And they're smaller, lighter, more compact, almost fit in, the water bottle compartment, some of the newer backpacks and things like that. So, it's not like lugging around a big tripod like in the old days. And what I have to show you here today is by a company called Neewer. And Neewer's been around a long time. I'm going to, give the full, there's like the full up and down the top, but you can see the box isn't that isn't that big really for a tripod that I think reaches up to 62 inches in height. So that's over 5 feet. 5 feet going on 6 feet. So that's pretty big, and we'll get into all that later when we get the but this is like kind of the overview, first look unboxing portion of this video. We'll take this out to the field and go in greater detail in this. So let's just go around the box a little bit here. Here, of course, here's the picture of it here, if you can make anything out like that. And it says right inside, it's a carbon fiber travel tripod. And, of course, people like carbon fiber for the strength, it makes the tripod more rigid. And this here is the model number is the LT32 tripod. Again, the company is Neewer. That's N-E-E-W-E-R. So just like the word, new, but with the E, 2 E's and ER at the end, and some QR codes you can scan. Here in the back, it just gives the website, talk about activating your product, the usual stuff here. The size is 115 by 115 by 480 millimeters. Of course, made in China. So typical thing there. So I've already cut the top part loose here. So let's pull that open here. It's got one of these kind of fancy pieces down there that locks it in place. I've cut it open, but it's still hard to get these things going here without like some kind of a tool. I'll cut part of this out as I struggle to get the box open. Okay, finally got it here. All right, right off they have a piece of foam in there. I'm just going to tip the box up to let gravity help me out a little bit here. All right, so there's everything in the box. This is a piece of foam there to keep the bottom, secure in shipping. Here's some kind of hooks here. The other piece of foam on this end. Instructions and extra pieces there. We'll get into that in a few minutes. The usual silicone gel thing to keep moisture down. We're going to put the accessories to the side for a second here. So here is the tripod itself here, and here's like a bread clip on this end here to help us get it, the plastic bag off. And this part of this video is just for people who would like to see exactly what they're getting into here. Another silicone gel there. Okay, so here it comes in a handy carrying case here with the Neewer branding down there, and up here it has several, you know, divided carry points here. You know, a middle one on the end, one on this end. So that's real nice for travel. And again, this is a travel tripod, right? Okay, here is a double zipper here at this end here, and here's a little like thing where you can kind of hang it, maybe, you know, I don't know if that's secure enough to hang it, but maybe. And yeah, so we got the double zippers here, and I'm, you know, because this is kind of big, I'm filming this with the Pocket 3. I put the wide angle thing on so the whole thing stays in the video I'm doing. So if it looks kind of a fisheye or anything, it's because the wide angle lens is on there. Okay, so let's unzip the cover, and the cover is like, you know, it feels real nice. It doesn't feel like a cheap plastic, you know. Again, it feels like real well-made plastic, like it's not going to rip. It's not like, you know, it's not low-quality plastic. I mentioned Neewer's been around a long time, makes a lot of camera accessories, but, you know, they've kind of been on the budget line of things, you know, not like the high-end, more the low-end, but so far, this case feels pretty premium. Here are a couple things popped out. Our third silicone gel, and here's a storage guide there, how to pack it, unpack it in the case here. So let's get it all the way out of the case now. Okay, the inside of the case seems, you know, again, you know, just what you expect, you know. So, you know, again, maybe not the most premium case of all time, but, you know, perfectly acceptable here. Okay, here is the tripod itself, again, wrapped in plastic coating. Here's another bread tie. Now, I appreciate these bread ties rather than having basically those, you know, that kind of plastic, you know, it's glued together, or heat glued together, and you can't get the things off without getting the scissors or knife out. So these, using the bread things is handier here. And of course, I say that, I'm struggling again. Okay, that's off. Get that piece off here, another plastic bag. All right, trying to get everything out of the picture here. Okay, so it has, okay, this has a something else to look at here. So again, here's a tripod itself. Here is the size on the table. Let's see, they give you some kind of reference. Here's the tripod versus the iPhone 16 Pro. So that kind of helps you for scale a little bit. And again, you see the carbon fiber look to it. There's the Neewer LT32 branding there. Here is a little tag here, like an informational tag. I don't have my glasses on, reading glasses on right now, but yeah. And you know, has the leg loosers here seem to be metal, not plastic. And let me see here. They have, you can see it there, they have screws, so they are adjustable. So if they become, you know, loose, you can tighten them back up again, or you need to go the opposite way, so they can be adjusted. Unlike the plastic ones, when they get loose, you know, they just get loose. So okay, this easily, you know, comes apart. It's kind of hard to keep it all in the picture here. So that was really smooth. So oops, yeah, really smooth. So it has a center column here with the hook on the bottom there, so you could put your, you know, a weight, like your backpack or bag on there, so it adds extra weight if you're out in an environment where it's windy or something. You don't want the tripod to tip over. It has the adjustable legs area, so you can get this low. Probably have to figure out how to take the centerpiece out, the adjust this and get it real low to the ground. And this, I believe this has a thing where you can turn this upside down, so you can undersling the camera. Yeah, so it feels real nice. I'll get you the specs, the weight, the height, and all that when we kind of get it out to the field a little bit. And here's the ball head on it here. It looks like it has the same plate that the Peak Design plate they use. I guess that's a version of Arca Swiss. Sorry, in this video, I know people go on in these videos about Arca Swiss and what components fit what. And I'm not an Arca switch expert, so it's going to be very little talk about Arca switch plates there. But this looks like exactly like the plate that, again, Peak Design uses. So, and it had a real easy push button, quick removal system. See if I can get it back on. Yeah, went in really easy in. See, then that thing was all the way out. Then it goes in a little bit. You push it back in again, and then it pushes that button right out again. So that was real easy, quick release to get on and off. So it does look like it has a level there. So we're not going to go over much more of this in the rest of the video. I just want to get a quick and dirty unboxing out of the way here. Let's look at some of the accessories that came with them. We'll wrap this part up real quick here. Now here is let's see, I do have this little screwdriver here I can maybe get this loose with. This is kind of only our concealed piece here. All right, so here it looks like a traditional just 1/4" screw there. So it looks like maybe you could take that ball head off and put this on its place. You'll just have the standard 1/4" screw, which you can mount a camera in, or you can mount maybe another ball head on that. Because this is a mostly photo-centric tripod. It doesn't have a video head, at least comes with it. Maybe you can add one as an aftermarket piece, or just use this to add a third-party ball head. So there's that. We'll get into more of that when we get along the video. I mentioned this is the strap for the backpack, and see, I mentioned they had these kind of hooks here, so you would hook this in here, and then the other one, the other side, I'm not going to do it right now. So you can kind of shoulder carry this, out in the field. So that's good, and it's, this is kind of lightweight enough that you could, you could actually do some hiking with it rather than a heavy tripod, which, the big hike would be to the, from the car to the waterfall, whatever you're looking at. Okay, so one other piece here is, here, of course, here's some newer, instructions for the tripod, which I'll go over to before we get out in the field. This is like a resealable bag here with Velcro. Open this up here. So I'm not even going to take the instructions out right now, but there they are. It looks like there's kind of small print, so you may want to look at them. Hopefully they have them online someplace. Okay, so what we have here is you can remove the feet and put these spikes on instead if you're out in a kind of surface, or you think you're going to need spikes, like maybe you're in the side of a mountain or whatever, and or any kind of a slippery surface where you need the tripod legs to dig in. There you go, or maybe snow, something like that. So, and then here is the remember I showed you where you could loosen or tighten the I'm gonna call them the legs here. There's a tool to do the adjustments on I guess anything on a tripod, certain legs. So yeah, so that's it. I mean, you kind of got everything you need here. I did notice on the side here, I didn't show you before, it looks like you have a 1/4" screw there, so you could hang something off the side there, like maybe a light, kind of accessory that goes in with a 1/4" screw adapter. So you could set, I can't take a light, a microphone, what else, a second screen, anything like that you might want to hang on to the side there. Okay, so that ends the unboxing portion of this video with the Neewer LT32 tripod. We're going to, read all the instructions or whatever, get some cameras out, trying to go over more of the features of it. Like I said, it looks like it's, pretty full featured. Again, I think I mentioned earlier, it looks like it's a copy of an Alonzi tripod, which was the copy of the Peak Design travel tripod. So, and I don't mean that in a bad way, and this, comes in a much lower price than those other tripods I just mentioned. It's available on Amazon.com, and of course we'll have have more pricing and a link where you can purchase it later on the video here. So okay, let's move on to the next segment of this Neewer video. Okay, Ron back to close this video out on the Neewer tripod here, the LITETRIP LT32 travel carbon fiber blah, 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 tripod. Now, I told you a lot about this tripod so far, but I didn't tell you the best part. And, I should start from the beginning here. Okay, this is, a copy, sort of, hold on, let me get all my names here. The Alonzi Zero F38 quick release travel tripod. It's been out for over a year, and that retails for $289.95. You'll see that on sale. Actually, it's $299 on sale for $289.95. I think I've seen it a little bit lower than that. But the Alonzi Zero F38 is a copy of the Peak Design travel tripod, and the carbon fiber version of the Peak Design travel tripod is $599. Yes, I did say $599. Then you get a carbon fiber version, which I guess is just aluminum, for $379. But still, do the math here. That's still $100 higher than the Alonzi F38, which is a kind of a copy of it, and that's the aluminum version. It's like $300 less than the carbon fiber version of it. So now we're back to the Neewer. So the Neewer, which is again a copy of the Alonzi, which is a copy of the Peak Design. The Peak Design has been out 3-4 years. It's been out a long time. It took a while for the people to get around and copy it. So the Neewer one is $189, and yes, I did say $189. It looks like it's regularly $239. And right now on Amazon, it's 21% off. So I will leave links down below for the Neewer. I'll leave links for the other tripods too. Maybe maybe you want that. Am I saying the Neewer is as good as the Peak Design or the Alonzi F38? I've never owned either of those tripods. I've never tried them out. I've seen a Peak Design tripod, but I've never really used it. So, and I have no experience at all with the Alonzi F38, so I can't compare and say this is as good or better or whatever. So, again, this really isn't a review and comparison, just showing you the value you get for, the Neewer one, which has a lot of the features, including the carbon fiber of the Peak Design and of course, the F38 at a much lower price. And I will revisit this tripod again, maybe 6 months, a year down the road when I actually get to put it through its paces out in the field and see how it holds up in comparison to other tripods I use. Like I said, I've used a lot of Manfrotto products. I've used the Manfrotto travel tripod, bigger non-travel tripod. I've used Manfrotto the tripod where it's just, it's not a whole monopod. Sorry, I couldn't spit that out. I don't use monopods much anymore because all the cameras now kind of have all this, stabilization built into it, which I mentioned in the video, but there are still times when you do need a tripod even for, cameras with IVIS built in. So anyhow, again, the super secret value, the super power of the Neewer tripod is that it's $100 cheaper than the Alonzi, and like $300 cheaper, or $40 cheaper than the Peak Design carbon fiber tripod. So I hope this video helped you in some way, or another, decide, if you're just trying to decide on tripod and you're trying to go for, the best value out there. I mean, if you just want the best and your budget's kind of limited, just get the Peak Design, and, if you have, a more, if you want to spend over $200, take a look at that Alonzi F38. But if you want to be under the $200 price point, the Neewer offers again a lot of the features of those other tripods. So yeah, so that's it on my review today. Not really a review. I haven't really used it in the field yet. Just kind of my first look at the Neewer tripod. And if you got anything out of it, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already a member. Ring the bell if you want to see more videos like this about camera gear, do a lot of action camera, drone stuff, anything, kind of a, small channel content creator, would need to keep their channels, growing and thriving out there in the community. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. And I'll have a subscribe button somewhere down in the corner, and I'll even, recommend another video. Usually I kind of recommend something related to the tripod. I don't really have anything in this case, but I'll throw something up in the same vein. So yeah, that's it, folks. See you in the next video.